any rate, he's going to plead guilty to operating while visibly impaired. The prosecutor then will move to dismiss due to the consumption of drugs. The prosecutor will move to dismiss the operating with the presence of drugs and the resist interim. True?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty here, sir, to that charge of operating while visibly impaired due to the consumption of drugs, the possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record in your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You are presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. You have the right to question their witnesses, to bring in your own witnesses, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses and to testify if you so choose, or remain silent. If you remain silent, the jury would be instructed that they cannot hold that against you. You do, however, have the right to testify also at a trial. If you plead guilty, you're giving up all those rights and you're giving up your constitutional right to a jury trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You still wish to plead guilty?
Yes. Yes.
To the charge operating while impaired due to the consumption of drugs, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on Telegraph near Ypsilanti and Flat Rock, February 5 of 26 at 1:59 p.m.?
Yes.
Prior to that, did you consume some drugs, including meth, amphetamines, methamphetamines? Is that true?
Yes, I stored a lot.
And you were under the influence of that at the time you were operating the vehicle, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Why were you pulled over by the police? What were you doing wrong in your operation of the vehicle? I mean, were you swerving, speeding?
Improper lane change, and they had a report from, I believe, the gas station that he was at about her accident.
All right. And so how did he what did he do then?
He basically pulled out of the gas station and not into the proper lane. You're supposed to pull into the right-hand lane. He pulled into the next lane over. That was one of the reasons, reasonable suspicion. There were other things in the report. There was one other thing in the report that led them to pull him over.
Did you do that, sir? Pull into the wrong lane like your lawyer just described?
Yes, I did.
And counsel, you believe the toxicology report reflects the presence of these?
Yes, I spoke to Mr. Williamson. I did review the results with him, and he does not contest.
Are you on probation or parole, Mr. Williamson?
No.
Anybody forced to plead guilty?
No.
Please accept that impaired due to the consumption of drugs. Resistant obstructs dismissed. The OWPD is dismissed. I'm going to refer you for a screening and assessment. Are we going to do this on the 23rd again, Heather?
This one we can do on Tuesday, the 14th.
July 14th at 8:30 in the morning will be your...
Judge, this one's our afternoon docket, so we could do this one at 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m., sir. July the 14th. July the 14th at 1 p.m. So probation is going to be notified. They're going to go on there. They're going to talk to you. And we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
I will be back in court on the 14th.
Good.
You would ask the court to release Mr. Williamson.
Well, something bothered me here.
Yeah.
Your name?
There was if I could explain.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Let me get his name.
Morning, Your Honor.
I don't know if you need to review this or not, but I don't set 40,000. How many priors do you have?
I saw it on YouTube. There was a problem, Your Honor, when he was having his arraignment. He could not hear. There was something going glitching on his end as far as the Zoom.
I didn't.
Kept seeing other, and he was basically irate about the fact that he couldn't hear the proceedings and that he made some unfortunate comments.
What kind of comments?
I think he used the F-bomb at some.
You didn't do that, did you, Mr. Williamson? You know you're in a courtroom. You're not at a strip club. You know that,
He wasn't
right?
directing it at you, Judge, but he was.
He wasn't directing it at me. He was talking to me, wasn't
I
he?
understand. He was in your courtroom.
He wasn't directing it at me, though.
I mean, he didn't. I take that back. He used the F-bomb in your courtroom, and that's.
It's not my courtroom, but thank you for the compliment. Listen.
I wasn't present for that, so I'm not aware of any bad behavior by this defendant. I will leave him in the court's discretion regarding that.
Let me see what he's got here. He's got a bad record, huh?
That is,
13 years old though. I haven't been in trouble in 13 years in Michigan. I
You
changed my
made up
life.
for it by what you did your first few years as an adult. I'll tell you that.
That's true. But I
I'm
paid
sorry?
for it. I said, that's true. I went to prison for it and everything. I paid
Not
for my.
shocked. The system would be a complete failure if you hadn't. Wait 1 second, let me double check something here. So it was printed on June the 8th, I see. We got the offense date wrong on the CCH. It should be February 5th. Okay. You live on Adams Street, Monroe?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think, well, you want to sell pretty well, please. I think, well,
What kind of bonds conditions did I set?
hey, Barbara.
Did I set bond conditions on this, Heather? I should have.
I'm going to look right now, Judge.
Here they are. I was gonna say, I didn't think I'd get that flustered by somebody screaming at me.
Accident means that it's even more than one.
I got it. All right. Where does he work at?
Your Honor, he is, disabled. He has PTSD and he has not worked in several years.
Is he on disability?
Yes, not fixed income SSI. Disability.
And he lives on Adams?
That's right.
Who do you live with on Adams?
I live by myself. My mom lives above me and I take care of her because she's dying right now. I live at 311 Adams and she lives at 311 and a half Adams, right above me in an apartment building. And I pay my own rent and everything, so about $725 a month.
What can you post here?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
How much money can you post? I can lower the bond, but I'm not gonna give you a personal bond.
Okay, well, then I'm not gonna accept the plea.
I already took your,
I'm not gonna accept the plea if you don't let me out. I mean, I just, that's, yeah, I'm not gonna accept the plea then. And I just rebuke the plea and we'll just do the whole time and then I'll just put you in civil court. Because I believe that you took the.
you wanna get belligerent with me, Mr. Williamson?
I'm belligerent with you. Sir, you're getting belligerent with me. I wanna get out. And I didn't do it.
Well, I wanted to be the president. Some things don't work out. I'm telling you, don't
Well, then I refuse. I
scrappy with
refuse
me.
to-
You
okay,
got
then I
it?
refuse.
I'm looking
Then I
for a
refuse.
way to pull you, get you out of there, but you're not gonna
I don't have
negotiate.
any money for bond. I don't have any money for bond, Your Honor. That's all it is. That's the only
We
problem.
can set it for a jury trial in another month if you want. I can do that for you,
That's
keep the
fine.
bond in effect.
That'll be fine. We'll go for a jury trial in a month then. All right. Because you took a blood test from me on the 8th and you arrested me on the 5th.
I didn't
So-
arrest anybody. I'm not a police officer.
Look, I just want to get out and go with my mom.
I don't care what you want. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what you want. There was a reason I set this bond, and it wasn't just because you got belligerent with me. I'm trying to figure out a way to release you, but I am not giving you a personal bond. You don't deserve a personal bond. You hadn't shown up on the case. You got a prior, and you got multiple felony charges and convictions. So please, don't act like an angel with me.
All right. I refuse to plead then. We'll go to jury.
You want to talk to him?
I do, Your Honor, if I.
We'll put you back in a breakout room. I was looking to reduce the bond. I'm not giving him a personal bond.
Your Honor, could I, do you have a?
I'm not gonna negotiate with
Three weeks
anybody
is still
here.
already though. Does that
Mr.
matter?
Williamson, I'm talking to your lawyer right now. You are
Okay.
not helping yourself.
Sorry about that.
You don't want to get out. You wanted to get out. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you started swearing at me.
I didn't mean to swear at you. I apologize. I didn't even know he was in court. My screen was messed up. I'm being honest with you.
Your Honor, if I could have 5 minutes, that's all.
We'll send you in a breakout room,
All right.
okay? And as of now, I have accepted his plea,
I understand that.
okay? Brian Scott Marling, Robert Eugene Williamson, 26F245-827A and B.
Good morning, Your Honor. Peter Ronald, P78413, MIDC Counsel. Your Honor, I tried.
Try your name again. You have to unmute. State your name. You have to unmute and state your name.
Robert Eugene Williamson III.
Okay, go ahead.
Unfortunately, there's been a breakdown in the relationship. I was not able to get through to Mr. Williamson about some of the points of law regarding his case, and at some point he said that he would prefer to represent himself going forward. So I would ask the defendant to withdraw.
I want you to know, Mr. Williamson, there's no basis in law to plead guilty to something. And that before we go on, just relax. Just relax. Listen to what I'm going to tell you so you don't hurt yourself further. There's no basis in law to tender a guilty plea. Ask your lawyer to file a motion or orally argue a motion to reduce the bond. Have the judge deny it and then say you want to withdraw your plea. That's just not how the system's going to work. Now, I'll be glad to let you file a motion to withdraw your plea if you choose to represent yourself. I'd strongly advise you against discharging Mr. Granata. Sometimes lawyers are a little bit like doctors. They have to tell people, clients, or in doctors' cases, patients, things that they don't want to hear. But see, you don't have any schooling in this. You're making a big mistake if you choose to discharge him.
I don't want to discharge.
Just listen to what I'm going to tell you. I was reminded as to how vile your conduct was on the break. That being said, I'm talking about the arraignment. That being said, I'm going to overlook that. I'm going to be a lot more fair with you than you have with the system, not with me. Not with me. I don't know why you're so angry with the system. There's no basis for you to be angry with the system. If you were convicted of all these felonies, well, then you committed them, period, plain simple. So if you want to discharge Mr. Granata, you want to have that conversation, that's fine. You can move.
I don't want to discharge Mr. Granata.
Your Honor.
I just can't afford bond. That's all.
Mr. Williamson, it's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. You don't get to decide what the bond is. You should have thought about that when you were throwing around F-bombs at the time of the arraignment, and when you didn't show up on this case, and when you accumulated a record.
Well, I would like to go to trial. Is that okay?
Unfortunately, I have accepted your guilty plea already. And now you're going to have to find a legal basis to ask me to set aside the plea.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to entertain that.
I can do that now. The legal basis is that he told me that I would get time served today if I accepted the plea. And that's not the case.
Hang on a second.
Your Honor, I explained that because it was a drug-related case, that he had to report to probation, and that this wasn't over until after that interview had taken place and at the sentencing hearing.
Mr. Granata's been around. I don't believe he would tell you that. Okay? He didn't tell you were getting time served because he knows, and I know, and anybody who's been out of law school for a day knows, I have to, by law, order a screening and assessment on a drug or drunk driving. It's not my rules. You can argue with this legislature if you want to. So he would never have told you that.
I did explain to Mr. Williamson.
Well, it should be on video. If you look at the video, you see I'm telling the truth.
Mr. Williamson,
I did explain to Mr. Williamson that in your discretion, that you would be able to,
reduce the bond if I wanted to.
well, that you would be, when it came to the penalty
Of
phase,
course I could.
that you could give
Of
him.
course I will. It's not discretion. Of course I will give him credit for every day served. Doesn't mean that's going to be the extent of the sentence. It doesn't mean it won't be the extent of the sentence. So I'm trying to tell you here, I have, and by the way, I was trying to help you. I
Okay.
was not, even though you acted like a child who has an anger problem, when you were at the arraignment in Flat Rock, I was reminded by my staff. And I mean, you ought to be embarrassed for yourself. But even though that occurred, I'm still going to be fair with you. But I'm not going to bend over and let you change the rules or dictate to me or dictate to the system how the system's going to handle the case. It's not happening.
Okay.
Now, I accepted your plea.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
I'm going to order a screening and assessment.
Okay,
Probation's gonna come in here and interview. I will give you an early sentencing date when Mr. Ganata is here. If you choose to move to withdraw the plea in the meantime, I will be happy to entertain that, but you're gonna have to do it in writing through your lawyer. If you want me to discharge Mr. Granata and you want to draft the pleading, which I would find to be a complete impossibility for you to do on your own, I'll entertain that motion verbally right now. He told me he wanted to withdraw. He thought there was a breakdown. You said you don't want him to withdraw. Do you or don't you want him to withdraw?
no, I don't.
Okay. So I will give you an early sentencing date.
Okay,
I will, on my own accord, reduce the bond, not from a 40,000, 10% to a personal. I will reduce it, whether he can post it or not, to 10,000, 10% post, 10,000, 10% bond. So if you can come up with $1,000, you will be released. Otherwise, you'll appear for a sentencing date, and we're going to do it soon. So
Okay.
I will be a lot more fair with you than you have been with the system. You're good with that, right?
I'm good with that.
Because if I wasn't going to be more fair with you than you have been with the sentencing, I'd keep the bond in effect and I'd set your sentencing for the end of August. I'm not going to do that, no matter how belligerent or no matter how belligerent you are or some other defendants that hate the country are, okay?
Okay.
And threaten to sue and all this stuff, feel free.
Thank
Feel
you.
free. Give me an early sentencing date. The
Thank you
earliest
for your
can-
generosity.
Okay, Judge. So it doesn't need to be on a flat rock day, correct?
No, there was no accident here. I could do this early next week.
Is Mr.
Ganata's
Granata
available.
here on Thursday, on the 2nd?
What's that?
Mr. Granata, are you here on July 2nd?
Why don't we try to move it to Tuesday
Oh, yeah.
or Wednesday?
Oh, Tuesday, okay. I don't think we have Mr. Granata here though, do we?
Let me check. I'm looking at my calendar right now.
I'm looking at the calendar too, July. I don't have you Tuesday. I don't have you on Tuesday or Monday. The soonest I'm seeing you on the calendar is Thursday, the 2nd.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing. Thursday the 2nd is my next time before the. I do have,
You have something here?
I think coming on the 29th or the 3rd.
Can you do it the 30th by Zoom? Can we get in trouble with MIDC by having him do that one
Hopefully
case?
there's no overlap. I'm in 34th from 8 to 11, so if we could do it after 11, then I'm good.
I don't have a problem with that. Can you be here by 11:30, do you think, or not?
From Romulus?
Or do you want to do it at 1?
Can we do it at 1?
At 1 o'clock, June 30th is when I'll send you. You're going to wait and probation's going to come and talk to you. If you somehow post your $1,000, you'll be released. And anyway, your sentencing will be Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Good luck. Bonds continue. Thank you.
I'll put you in a break. Mr. Williamson, you have to wait. I gotta put you in a breakout room. You're gonna meet with probation.
I gotta get
appreciate
these
that.
signed. The advice of rights for some reason are not getting signed today. Maybe they've happened at a Rockwood, but I had to hand her this one. Did you sign the advice of rights now, Ms. Montez? John, you gave it to her, right?